be giving cows to the family, and so we are doing some follow-up here in a few. Back to you, Abakar.
Thank you very much, senior reporter Paulo Kamau is live from Opoda Farm, where the mortal remains of Raila Odinga will be leaving his farm home for one last time, heading to Jaramogi Oginga University of Science and Technology, where the service and the final rites will be held before he is laid to rest at Kango Kajaramogi. The son of the former vice president leaves his home, and the mortal remains of his will leave his home one last time. The pallbearers will be carrying his body, but the nation carries the pain of losing one of its prodigal sons in the political space today. These are live pictures from where Odinga's mortal remains will be taken, where we expect the family and the political class and the country to eulogize a man who has been everly present for the last 3-4 decades in Kenya's politics. Jailed, tortured, sought asylum, rose through the ranks as a minister, a member of parliament, started off as a teacher, sought the presidency 5 times, losing all, working with 4 of Kenya's last 4 presidents. The son of Maseno, son of a former vice president who charted his political path, he himself, the leader of the Orange Democratic Party. Our very own Apollo Kamau earlier on spoke to the former party leader of ODM, the Honorable Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya, who is a cabinet minister in the broad-based government. On the question of ODM and the fate of that party, he said he's urging the party members to remain calm. These are pictures from Jaramogi Odinga University, where mourners will be paying their last respect to Raila Amolo Odinga. Raila died in India on Wednesday while receiving treatment. He died at a time when he had a broad-based government and had nominated cabinet ministers to the Kenya Kwanza government. And indeed, President William Ruto led the nation in mourning Odinga, terming him as a warrior of good governance, a beacon of courage, whose story will forever remain in the hearts of Kenyans. The president termed Odinga as the father of democracy, a man who dedicated his life to the pursuit of justice. He is equally the only member of parliament to ever resign from parliament and seek a fresh mandate from the people when he disagreed with his party. He was the presidential candidate in the 2022 polls on Azimio coalition, in 2017 on NASA, 2013 on CORD, 2007 on ODM, led into the formation of a grand coalition government. Well, the pulse of the nation are palpable 414 kilometers away from the capital, as Kenya lays to rest one of its veteran politicians, the late Raila Odinga. Just a reminder that he was an NDP presidential candidate in 1997 and finished 3rd, went to a cooperation agreement then with President Moi, supported President Mwai in 2002, disagreed with him in 2007, sought the presidency himself, controversially lost, leading to the formation of a grand coalition government in 2008. He's a man credited as the father of devolution, who agitatingly pushed for the repeal of Section 2A of Kenya's then constitution, which ushered in the multi-party dispensation in Kenya's political landscape. If you're joining us now, a reminder that Kenya is laying to rest one of its veteran politicians, Raila Amolo Odinga. A man mourned by presidents in the region and beyond. Tanzania's Samia Suluhu says he was a giant. Ethiopia's Abiy Ahmed says he celebrates him as an African icon. Djibouti's Ismail Omar Gelle says he's a generational leader. A man who has seen the pain of what it is to be in Kenya's political landscape. Jailed and tortured, sought asylum, and magnanimously forgave those who tormented him. The nation is marking 7 days of mourning as the flags fly half-mast in remembrance of a man who has indelibly contributed to Kenya's political landscape. Odinga's mortal remains will be leaving his Opoda farm shortly, heading to Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University, and he will be laid to rest later at Kango Kajaramogi. The family graveyard, which equally hosts Kenya's first vice president, who equally resigned from his position due to disagreement with Kenya's first government, the Jomo Kenyatta-led government. Odinga is a man President William Ruto has mourned as a giant, a colossal of Kenya's politics, a man who has had fanatical following across the country, evident when his body was a display and instead in Kasarani and in Nyayo and in Kisumu yesterday. This looks more of a celebration of a life well lived. Just a reminder that the pulse of the nation today more than ever, more than anywhere, palpable in Bondo as the nation lays to rest the Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. At Opoda Farm, the military chaplaincy will be leading the final prayers for a man who the nation today prays for his soul to rest in eternal peace. Then that body will proceed to Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University, where we expect eulogy both from family, the political class, and those who knew Odinga, Raila. He will be later interred at Kango Kajaramogi. One of Kenya's consequential politicians for the last 3-4 decades, a man who cooperated with presidents, bitterly fell out with them, and is credited for the devolved system of governance. A man who equally famously swore himself in at Uhuru Park, a man who has challenged and contested the results of the 5 elections that he participated in at the presidency level. A man who commanded a fanatical following, probably the only man who many say will declare a public holiday contrary to the government. The son of Kenya's first vice president, who charted his own political path. A father to the late Fidel, named after the Cuban revolutionary Fidel Castro, to Winnie, named after the South African freedom fighter and the former First Lady, Winnie Mandela. His mother, Mary, and his friend Raila. 'Cause These are live pictures as the state will today lay to rest a man whose role in the state is undeniably well documented. The mortal remains of Raila Odinga will be leaving the Opoda farm for one last time, heading to Jaramogi Odinga University of Science and Technology, where we expect the political class, the family, the Anglican Church, and those who knew Odinga to eulogize Raila Amolo Odinga. His remains will be interred later in the day at Kango Kajaramogi.